Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Rustl'd for the 21st of March, 2018. I don't even need to look at the damn clock to tell you that today is the 21st. I know it because today is Thursday, and today is also my goddamn Friday. So that means that this is the last stream of the week. We got a lot to get through, a lot of good stuff going on, but there's always, this Austin thing happened last night. I'm not gonna do a video on it, but I want to talk to you guys about it. Happened after we finished the stream. Police apprehended the guy. Well, he heroed. Let's just be fair. The guy heroed himself, and I'm glad. I'm glad that he's off the streets. I'm glad that no more people can be injured at his hands, provided he hasn't placed booby traps and bombs around the rest of Austin, which at this point could entirely happen. Could entirely happen. Wait, is today Wednesday or Thursday? It's not the last day of the week. Fuck. Never mind. Never mind. Today is Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. Fuck. Damn it, I always screw that up. Okay, so tomorrow's the last night. Here I thought I was scot-free. I got all excited. I'm like, I gotta take days off. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. Fuck. Oh well. This means there's more shit to talk about tomorrow, and that's all well and good, because there's a lot of shit always going on. Always stuff worth talking about. Got a good lineup tonight. It's Thursday where you are. It's not Thursday where I am. However, tomorrow, if you guys don't already know, thank you for following Black Dragon Ninja. For those of you who don't already know, what we've got is the Deadpool 2 Red Band trailer dropping tomorrow morning at some time, to finally figure out whether or not the movie's going to be any good. Now, if any of you have been covering my, or not covering, but any of you guys follow my $3 Theater channel, I've been covering a lot about the how to do over Deadpool 2. And I'm a little bit nervous because the reshoots are really close to the release of the movie. We're talking like 7 weeks, people. Well, less than 7 weeks now, or less than 8 weeks now, a little bit more. So there's that. Oh, I got a sub button already. Is that Varg? Is that good? I don't know how any of this works. I guess like okay. Real quick side thing. So the bits, you guys can now give bits. Bits are like a penny, right? Is that what I'm meant to be taking for that? Smash Universal, thank you so much for following. Is that what I'm getting from that now? Is that the whole thing? Is that it? I don't know. I just work here. I got no fucking idea how this shit works. Anyway, Deadpool 2 is still being referred to as the untitled Deadpool sequel. Shidoko785, thank you very much for following. So sub button bad. Can I turn it off then? Miss Selena637, thank you for following. That might get annoying on there, actually. I might need to turn that particular feature down. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't even know which one it comes in from. So lots of people. It's because I put it out on. It's because I put it out on there. No, don't see this. I don't know how to. Twitch is still new to me. It's still one of those things I don't quite understand. However, I should learn the whole thing around the Twitch. Thank you very much, Hipster Hero, for following. Quick follow so you see your name. Yeah, we'll do this for a couple more minutes, and I'll thank you personally if you follow right now. Ran over, now following. Well, you ran over to that follow button, didn't you there, buddy? But I'm here all week, folks. Be sure to tip your fucking waitress. Am I going to talk about the firearm ban? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I was actually just getting the stories together to go through. Wait, there's that last one I need to put in there. And I feel like, there's probably a couple more things I could pull from. Today feels like the news of the day is essentially all about, it really is all about Mark Zuckerberg. Like a lot of the trending stuff is all about Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm like, I've already talked about that a lot. You know what I mean? Like people are now saying Mark Zuckerberg should shut down. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's his company. And as much as I disagree with how he's run his company, at the same time, my thoughts are kind of like, oh, I mean, you know, like, it's like you're fucking with this dude's, like, you're saying this guy should step down for something he created. Now, granted, he sold off a lot of stock recently, so it's entirely possible that that it's all cray. It is all cray. Hold on here. I'm trying to get into my Reddit account real quick, and it's not letting me. I know I read Reddit. Oh no, I read Reddit. But it's okay. Reddit's pretty good. All right. Okay, Treston NW. Thank you for following. I probably missed a couple there. I do apologize, folks. It is not intentional. I'm just trying to make sure that everything here is good to go. The Digi cheered 10 bits. Oh, man, thank you very much. Saying I love your videos. Thank you, the Digi. You are very cool. Good talking to you last night. Good talking. If you guys got questions, be sure to get ready to join into the Discord. You can just do command sign Discord to get the link to that. And you can jump on down to the action, line up in the general chat, and then I'll start picking people at random. Like I'm not going to make that joke. Almost made a Columbine joke there. That wouldn't have gone over well now, would it? What's going on, Accelerator? How are you, buddy? All right, I just want to double check one thing. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, I've already talked about that. Damn. Again, the news this week has just kind of been bad, right? Just bad, it feels like. So, okay. Yeah, you know what? Not super into what's going on right here. That's okay. I will take a quick peek at the off-topic ones. Garrick Groover, thanks for following. Well, I'm pretty sure you were already following. Did you unfollow, then refollow, so I would say your name out loud? That's a sneaky, sneaky man. Sneaky, sneaky. The Readers, thank you very much for following. Okay. I'm going to take a off. All right, no, I'm just double checking. So again, here's a title. This is one on NPR even. Washington man charged in case involving gingerbread house full of child pornography. That is just a mouthful. What the hell? It is a short article. You know what? We're gonna go into this one. We're gonna look into this one there. That will be one. That will be something. That's one. That is two. That is three. That is four. Okay, Vargles. I know you follow the unfollow, you sneaky bastard. You guys, you fucking people. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna say your fucking name. Show the picture of the treehouse. We will show the picture of the treehouse. I just want to make sure that all of my stuff here is locked and loaded. I was at the gym, got back like at 9:05, had to grab a shower, change, throw some shit in my hair, get everything set up, ready to go. Yeah. But this is my third night in a row going to the gym, so I feel pretty good, right? I'm trying to get my fitness on. Then I go and I work out for like 30 minutes, and then I go and I hit the massage chair, the hydro massage, which is nice. So that my gym likes to, like put on a 10-minute timer. So I got to get up halfway through. Like I go over there and be like, "Can I get another one, please?" Basically, I'm out there like Oliver Twist. "Please, sir, may I get some more? May I get some more?" And they're just like, "Oh, God, you again." So there's that. Here's one. Satanism drama is tearing apart the murderous neo-Nazi group Atomwaffen. That is interesting, but it's written by the same girl who did the J.F. Gariepy hit piece. So we're just gonna put that one and put a pin in that one. So woman receives wrong breakfast at McDonald's, proceeds to walk behind the counter and physically assault employee. Police are pursuing felony charges. So Woman goes to McDonald's, orders a breakfast sandwich, gets the wrong breakfast sandwich, and then goes back there and like slaps the shit out of the employee. That's why I never want to work in fucking, this kind of retail and shit, man. That's insane. That is just, oh, wow. Men raped and murdered mum before eating curry as she lay on the floor. Here's one. This is good. Activists want to shut down France's first sex doll brothel for promoting rape. That's amazing. That is amazing. It's not that long of an article, but it'd be a fun one to go through. You guys want me to go through it? You want to hear more about France's sex doll brothel? It's mildly intriguing, if I'm being perfectly honest here. All right, I think we're good. We got stuff to talk about today. We got a fair amount of stuff to talk about today. And here I thought there wasn't going to be enough good stuff, but then you guys hang with me for a minute while I go and do my job on the air when I should have done it prior. And we find out we got some crazy shit to talk about. So leave the sex doll brothels alone. I know. Traps are gay only if they want to be. Not all traps are gay. And not all gays are traps. Just saying. Oh, some captain, we will be doing snaps or traps. I've accumulated 136 traps, apparently, according to the Nightbot. View on Matt social. Yeah, there we go. Nightbot. Nightbot's doing his job. I love porcelain chips more than booty. I mean, she's cool and all, but don't get me wrong. The booty. Nah. So no agency for people who want to do it as a profession, but now they don't want dolls. I know, man. I know. It's so crazy. What is our world coming to when a sex doll brothel is trying to get shut down? And you know that it's the feminists that are doing it. You fucking know that it's the feminists that are out there just like, shut it down! Shut it all down! And you're like, but why? Here's the thing. No, I don't want to blow my load too early on this story. I don't want to blow my commentary too quick. So there's that. Okay. All right, so we've got, let's see what we got here. I didn't even check how many people are watching. All right, we got 97 people watching right now. That is fucking fantastic. Now, let's jump into some crazy goddamn stories. But first up, I do want to talk about one that I do feel is important. I want to get the important ones out of the way first. Because it's not going to work. So, I want to get the important ones out of the way first. I should have fucking drank that before I left. God damn. You know, you go to Starbucks and you say, let me get a passion tea lemonade. And then you say, let me get that with just some sweetener in it. And they're like, got it. The problem, then they don't put any sweetener in it. First world problems, honestly. I'll just call them tomorrow and be like, you guys didn't do it. Give me a free one. I'm kidding. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so Anubis, you're watching this on the PS4 Twitch app. That's awesome. How do I look? Is it the PS4 Pro? Because if you're watching this in 4K, how much do you want to fuck this? I'm saying, me in 4K is something that even I want to have sex with. No, I'm joking. So, all right. Let's get into this here. So before we jump into the first story of the night, if you guys do in fact want to support the channel, the best way is through Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/mundanematt. There's also bits. That's a thing. I don't quite know. I just became a Twitch affiliate last night, currently on my way to becoming a partner. And it's going to be good times. So let's jump in to the first story here, because I do feel like this is an important story, right? I do. I feel like, first off, got to do it. You always got to do it. Snaps or traps. You guys know it. Snap with me. Yeah, and shit. So anyway, I feel like this is a very important story to talk about because this is one of my bigger complaints when it comes to the Trump administration. It was a little over a year ago when Jeff Sessions had gone out there and basically made the claim that he wanted to look in to making marijuana completely illegal at the federal level, like not letting the states individually mandate how they want to handle it, and really going against the thoughts and opinions and support of a wild majority of Americans. And he's since backed off of that. But now we're in this particular phase now where federal prosecutors are told to seek death penalty in drug cases. Now, there are times, absolutely, where I do think a death penalty is needed. But like 9 out of 10 times, life in prison is better. And I'll tell you why. Just right off the bat, cost. The cost of life in prison far cheaper than putting someone on death row. The average cost of a death row inmate, I'm not kidding you. Last I checked, number could go down, could go up, I have no idea. But the last time I checked, which was a couple years ago, 12 million bucks is what it costs to have someone on death row. Average for a person on life, 40,000 a year. I mean, it takes a long time to get to 12 million when you can just have someone and incarcerate. Plus, they're not dying. If you believe in reincarnation, they don't get the reset button. You know, they're trapped for a long, long time. And isn't that better overall than just taking them back and snuffing them out? I mean, the idea seems easier, but it's not like you're picking up your dog shit. You know, it's like you gotta. I think there's moral implications here. Anyway. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions instructed federal prosecutors on Wednesday to seek the death penalty in drug-related cases whenever it is appropriate, saying the Justice Department must boost efforts to counter America's epidemic of opioid abuse. Yes, fine. You want to handle the problem of opioid abuse? I'm totally on board with that. But where does a lot of the abuse come from? Perhaps we should look into pharmaceutical companies who very heavy-handedly push this stuff through doctors, and doctors are constantly getting in trouble for overprescribing their patients, creating that level of addiction that can then, in fact, become a gateway drug into something else. It's a Keebler Elf-looking motherfucker. Seeking the death penalty, I understand the idea. I just want to make that abundantly clear in my criticism. I get the intent, but it's treating the damn symptom, not the damn disease. His mandate to prosecutors followed a plan announced by President Donald Trump earlier this week that called for executing opioid dealers and traffickers and for stiffer sentencing laws for opioid trafficking. Now, I'm not against like stricter punishments for trafficking and for dealers. I'm not. I have no problem with any of that. These people are the ones who push it. They push it real good. Okay, not really a laughing matter, but I had to do it. And the whole thing there is that, yes, we need to find a way to punish them. But death? That's not going to solve the problem. It's really not. Because when you kill one of them, someone else takes their place. Because they're only the middlemen. You're literally just taking out the middlemen. And people are always going to be hard up for cash. Especially in the areas where the opioid crisis is the worst. Which, and I'm being abundantly fair here, is in Trump supporter country. Right? This is where a lot of it's at. Lower income people like the South. There's a lot of problems there. And that's it's not something that's never really talked about. The greater call for use of the death penalty in federal drug cases has already sparked a backlash from criminal justice reform groups. They say it is the wrong response to a public health crisis and harks back to the 1980s era war on drug policies that led to racial disparities in prosecutions. And I do agree. I've always been one of the people to say, like, weed is really not that big of a deal, and I do feel like, based on what I've seen, there are an overwhelmingly disproportionate amount of black men in jail for pot. Let's be fair. No one should be in jail for pot unless you're like peddling it to like kids, right? I mean, if you're selling it to people who are of age, slap them on the wrist, take their shit, kick them out, fine them or whatever, and don't end their life over that. But weed is not that big of a deal. But the war on drugs is a failed one, and I think anyone with half a brain would agree with me on that. We spent countless countless funds to battle something that over time has only gotten worse. If it doesn't show you the inefficiency of that particular war, then I don't know what does. But going out there and basically trying to take a page from Duterte and giving all these fuckers helicopter rides is not going to be the end of the drug problem. It's just simply not. So anyway, while the death penalty is used in the United States, it is generally handed down in federal cases only in connection with the most heinous crimes. Yep. According to Death Penalty Information Center, 61 federal prisoners currently sit on death row, and they are really suckling at the taxpayer teat. And I mean, just like they're there, both hands, like they are just going nom nom nom, because it costs so much freaking money. Okay, so apparently it's not the South, it's Dixieland where the opioid crisis is. It's everywhere, man, but it's predominantly on the East Coast. Okay, there's that. Drug traffic. Oh, it says, in the face of all this death, we cannot continue with business as usual, Sessions said of the opioid epidemic in a memo sent to the country's U.S. U.S. Attorney's offices. Drug traffickers, transnational criminal organizations, and violent street gangs all contribute substantially to the scourge. To combat this deadly epidemic, federal prosecutors must consider every lawful tool at their disposal. Yeah, and quite frankly, when it comes to people who are addicted or caught with it or caught with enough to be considered for distribution, perhaps maybe rehabilitation would be the better course of action rather than taking him out back, loading him up in a chopper, driving him up, flying up 1,000 feet and saying, see ya. Critics say that the greater use of the death penalty could tie up resources at U.S. attorneys' offices because death penalty cases are more complex and take longer to move through the court system because of the multiple appeals. If a judge sits there and hands down a death penalty sentence, points at you and says, like, I hereby sentence you to death, there is an automatic appeal filed on your behalf. So now you go through the appeals process, and then you go through another appeal, and that takes time and years and years and years and years, and mounting legal costs and legal fees. There's a reason why it ultimately does not act as the deterrent that many people think that it is. It's not. It's really, really not. And I used to think that it was. I really did. But it's ultimately not. Not when you look at it from a resources perspective. Right? Just saying. The death penalty cases are extremely difficult and cumbersome and complicated, one former federal prosecutor told Reuters when Trump first announced the plan. They take a long time, lots of resources, and every U.S. attorney's office has a lot of limited resources. Under U.S. law, there's only four limited circumstances in which the death penalty can be sought in federal drug cases. Those include cases that involve racketeering, cases involving use of a firearm resulting in death during a drug trafficking crime, cases where murder is committed as part of the crime enterprise, and cases involving large quantities of drugs. Is this going to be every single one of those that come through? No. And if we start handing out death sentences willy-nilly, we're going back into like olden times. And I'm not talking like the 1955 era that people like Trump and the freaking baby boomers want. I'm talking like 1855, back there when they were lynching motherfuckers for like anything. Did you look at my horse the wrong way? Get the noose. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. We don't need to spend more money on this. We need to spend more money on education, rehabilitation, and treatment. Help people. This kind of scare tactic doesn't work. It just moves it underground. It moves it away. And if that's what they're going for, to make it appear like they've had an impact on a war, a needless war that's cost countless billions and countless lives. Because no, pretty much like every year you hear about a DEA officer getting killed, right? And it's usually by like booby traps set out in some, or there's like maybe a shootout with some drug dealers. There's booby traps that happen in some farmlands where they grow pot up in the hills and stuff. The hill people. It's ridiculous. Doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. I feel strongly about this. I do. I feel very strongly about this. This is not the right course of action. Brett Tolman, a former U.S. attorney for the District of Utah, who's now attorney with Ray, Quinley, and Nebecker, said Trump's proposal was unwarranted because the Justice Department already had started to seek out stiffer penalties in drug cases by requesting sentencing enhancements, a blunt legal tool that can add a large amount of prison time to a person's sentence. Like, that is a more appropriate approach rather than just like, killing them. So they're already going in the direction that is so aggressive. He says, why does the president even want to mess with the death penalty? Because, and look, look, he likes Duterte. Duterte has been kind to Trump. Duterte throws people out of helicopters. He's led death squads to take out druggies. He's massacred people left and right. And Trump has effectively praised him for that. We've seen the transcripts from that. Oh, you're doing very well with your drug problem over there by mass murdering people. This is who our president responds to. This is who he looks up to. I would not be surprised if in the residence of the White House, right above his bed is a framed poster of Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Duterte. And then also President Xi written there in the corner going like, soon you'll be on the wall. He looks to people who exude the power of a dictator as being a person to look up to. And that probably has to do with the fact that these people are ultimately unchallenged on their own soil in any meaningful way. And if anyone gets any bit remarkably close to that, oh, hey, you wanna go in this helicopter over here and check out the scenery? Because it's wonderful. It is just wonderful. The sunset is just beautiful. You should come see it. That's why he wants the harsher penalties. There's no other explanation for it. You don't cure a problem like this by, replacing the stick with a tire iron. But Jeff Sessions here wants to end the war on drugs. Jeff Sessions probably helped push that along. And Trump, with his love of these types of people, brought us to this point now where we could see death penalty sentencing get increased, which then means a further burden on taxpayers, and not one that pays for itself, because I'm sorry, Mexico ain't paying for these for these people on death row. There's no point. There's no point. But then again, we have an idiot as our commander-in-chief. Now, it's not the point of gassing them versus shooting them. The point has everything to do with this is not the course of action. You find, yeah, death penalty for killers is like I'm fine with something along those lines. But it's just like, oh, you were dealing pot and someone throws out a death penalty? I mean, does that even seem remotely fair? Stricter penalties for dealing like in opioids, I understand. But then again, who was the largest fucking producer of heroin on this planet? Where do all the freaking poppy plants come from? I'll tell you fucking where. Afghanistan. Where the fuck are we right now? Where the fuck have we been for 17 fucking years? Afghanistan. Do you think that there's not some kind of fucking connection over that? No, there is. Whether it's someone over there looking the other fucking direction or we finding a way to profit off it directly, I got no fucking idea. But that's where the largest supply of it is in the world. It's a place that we've had a presence in for almost 2 goddamn decades. It's an unwinnable situation, quite frankly, because of the whole Pakistan thing. But there's an issue there. So all I'm saying is this is not the solution to the goddamn problem. Sessions wants druggies locked up. He wants all that shit. And Trump is a fucking moron for even remotely thinking that this is a proper course of action. Anyway, let's get on to something else a little bit more fun. Can 2020 hurry up and get here already? Can we just get these fucking people out? Seriously, give me Mitt Romney. I'll take fucking Romney. Yeah, sure, they killed Toys R Us. Part of my childhood. But he's not quick to want to kill people. He'd want to maximize them as a workforce. They can get some money and shit. But that's it. You can't wait to see the dislike ratio on the video. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Not one goddamn single solitary fuck. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because a dislike on a video actually counts as basically just engagement. and it does nothing. It actually works to my benefit if people dislike it. So yeah, I could take like fucking 18,000 dislikes on the video and shit, not care. It would actually send the video around and recommend my video to other people. It's how it would work. It's actually not a negative. It's literally, it's just garnish. It is garnish. It's meant to like accent the fucking meal and shit. Nemesis, I completely agree. Says there, I want to see a good libertarian president that is fiscally conservative and socially progressive. Yes, I agree. Anyway, let's move the fuck on. Let's talk about fucking YouTube and shit. You want to see me get mad? Leave your poppies alone. You will still be able to have your poppy seed muffin. You'll be fine, porcelain. That ain't going away. That ain't going away. Remember, if you want to get in on the conversation, you want to talk to me about this, we will do this here in a little bit. Hit command Discord in the chat. Get in on the Discord. Definitely come in and check it out and everything else. And we'll go from there. We've already got I'm taking a quick look here. Already got a number of new people that have jumped in, which is awesome. Hold on. So there is definitely that. Okay. Matt loves dick more than booty. No, I don't love. No, I had to like think about that one for a second. Caught me off guard. Like and dislike ratio are like ranch buffalo sauce pizza. What the fuck? The fuck, man. Okay. let's talk about this shit here. Snaps for traps, fellas. Snaps for traps. This is one of those moments in time where I have to stop and seriously address YouTube for a minute with the simple question. The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing, YouTube? You're banning gun-related videos, or you're tightening the grip on gun-related videos, right? Like, this is actually really bothersome to me. And I am not even a big fan of guns. But when it comes to freedom of expression and freedom to create the content that in many cases, many people who are pro 2A in this country and around the world really like. And there are many people out there like FPS Russia that have made a lot of money off of this kind of content. And now because of social pressure, you are afraid of it. I cannot stand idly by and not say anything back against this because of how the implications could effectively be for later on in the channel. And you might be thinking to yourself, what are you talking about? It's that gun-related content. But what if they come for commentators? What if they come for anti-feminists? What if they come for anti-social justice warriors? What if they come for someone like me and they deplatform me? They tell me I can't do this anymore because I have an opinion that is not liked by certain people, or an opinion that is not the status quo. But I've broken no laws and I've committed no crimes. But now I'm a bad guy. I'm persona non grata. That's what they're doing. This is where it starts. And I'm a liberally minded person, by the way. And I am very much not on board with this. So, yeah. Anyway, YouTube tightens its policies on gun-related videos. YouTube is enacting a bit of its own gun control. 1 month after the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, and 5 days before the planned March for Our Lives protest, the world's top video site tightened its policy regarding firearms. Thanks to the changes, YouTube will now prohibit several types of content, including videos that sell firearms, feature certain accessories, or teach viewers how to manufacture their own guns. So you're telling me I can, like, DIY a fleshlight or something, but I can't DIY a, 1911. Don't get me wrong. I understand essentially what they're doing. I do. I understand, and I get why. But I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. Because these people have literally committed no crimes. If they're reviewing a product or they're demonstrating a product, they've committed nothing wrong. This isn't even a wrong thing scenario. This is just YouTube once again overreacting to a problem that didn't start with them. It's people once again being punished for something they did not do. And that is one of my biggest complaints with YouTube as of late, is this is where it is. They're attacking certain people for things they had nothing to do with. And that is, it's so fucking wrong. Video makers who show intent to sell guns or link to sites to sell them will now run afoul of YouTube's content guidelines. Many of the new restrictions cover accessories such as high-capacity magazines and devices that allow semi-automatic weapons to fire at fully automatic rates. One of the best-known examples as the latter category is the bump stock, which was employed by the shooter who perpetrated last year's massacre in Las Vegas. After the tragedy, YouTube placed restrictions on bump stock videos. The site's new guidelines will build atop that foundation. Now, linking over to sites that sell guns, okay, fine. I'm a little bit more relaxed on that one. But only because those sites still require them to go through the necessary background check. That doesn't change. Just because someone links over to a site where you can buy guns doesn't mean that like it's going to be Jimbo's backyard warehouse of machinery and firearms. Come in, buy a 45 and get yourself a corn dog for free. None of that's the case here. There's still going to be those types of sellings. Now, if they have videos that teach you how to turn something fully automatic, again, that's kind of a new, it's a tough one. I think that would be on a case-by-case basis. And everything else. I could see them making that age restricted. But banning it, shutting it, taking it down, I don't know. They've done nothing wrong. I mean, look, if the video itself is a violation of the law, which if it makes a semi-automatic, fully automatic, that would be a violation, that I understand. That's a crime. But if these things are legally not a crime, then what's the problem? What's the crime? Oh, you're afraid someone is going to watch them and learn and then go off and do this thing. That's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. This is not the answer. Shutting things down, restricting people to information is not the answer. I bet you after the situation in Austin, they're going to start cracking down on any kind of bomb-related content. Now, that actually, there's really not much of a need for bomb-related stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of like, if people are doing nothing wrong and nothing is a violation of any law on a federal level or a state level, then I don't see the problem with it. Now, it says here that we routinely make adjustments to our enforcement guidelines across all of our policies, reads a statement from YouTube's spokesperson. While we've long prohibited the sale of firearms, we recently notified creators of updates we will be making around content promoting the sale or manufacture of firearms and their accessories, specifically items like ammunition, Gatling triggers, drop-in auto sears. We will begin enforcing these new guidelines next month. We recommend creators to take a look at our help center and review their content during that time. So this is just the start of something. Because if you look into the chat, you can see the chat there. Criminals don't give a fuck about gun laws. Because they don't. They don't care. And all this does is push this information that ultimately, it might even be benign in many cases, it moves it further to the underground. It moves it further to the deep web, where they can do whatever they want and it's untraceable. Where they can learn about these things and get full-on tutorials and meet like-minded people. I'm not saying shutting this down is going to lead to anything massive happening, but I mean, if someone gets ancillary information and then chooses not to act upon that, or maybe it's just, it becomes too much of an issue and no one is there egging them on about it, then, they might move on with their life and go do something else. But if someone goes into the deep web and gets into a community of people that are kind of like-minded and they egg them on, that could lead to something more tragic. Now, I have no proof of any of that. It's just some mere speculation, but it is also a fear. People who are determined to commit these acts will never stop. This is where it's not about trying to ban people watching videos about this because they're going to find other ways, right? We've already seen the video games are the problem. Movies are the problem. Now, gun-related videos on YouTube are the problem. When are people going to stop? And they're going to look back at the families of these kids. And the people that go, you know what, maybe that Bobby isn't right. That boy ain't right. And they stop and they talk to him. We should be encouraging that. We should be encouraging parents to stop and talk with their kids about it. But no, YouTube just wants to come in once again and hold everyone's hand and try to act like they're not Facebook. Because that's what I feel this is. I feel like in everything going on Facebook right now, YouTube just wants good PR. This coming after last year's apocalypse, they just want good PR. But there is a bit of a funny note to this story too. So as YouTube begins crackdown on gun channels, one of them heads to Pornhub. That is pretty funny. So fewer than 48 hours after YouTube announced a tightened policy concerning gun-related content, creators are feeling the effects and scrambling for solutions. No matter how out of the box they may seem, brands like Spike's Tactical see their channels terminated thanks to infringements of YouTube content guidelines. One firearms channel has set up shop on pornography video platform Pornhub. The channel making the bold move is In Range TV, which counts 143,000 subscribers on YouTube. Aggrieved by the new standards, which prohibit videos that link to firearm sales, instruct viewers on firearm manufacturing, or promote the installation of certain accessories, such as high-capacity magazines, In Range TV has launched a Pornhub channel where 3 of its videos are currently available. They say here, YouTube's newly released vague and one-sided firearms policy make it abundantly clear that YouTube cannot be counted upon for a safe harbor for a wide variety of views and subject matter. In Range TV is excited to be joining a group of content creators who are truly open and non-judgmental when it comes to potentially controversial content. And for that, I actually have to very much give it to these guys right here. But I would like to offer just a bit of an alternative, if I may. BitChute and DTube are 2 alternatives to YouTube. DTube is decentralized, and it's a good platform. I'm on there. I like it quite a bit. They will not care about any of this, provided you're not, I think, instructing people how to basically, you know, create a caliphate and start taking people out. But in the meantime, YouTube needs to get itself in check. They are going through their identity crisis. Clearly, the effects of 2017 are very prevalent at the company, even though it's been a full 13 months. And I don't see it really ending anytime soon. I just hope that that more people stand up against this and more people speak back against it, and remind YouTube that this kind of censorship, even on their platform that they own and they have every right to do, I want to make that clear, they have every right to do it, but this kind of censorship doesn't go over well for everybody or anybody, and it's up to them to I would say prompt more for education rather than just straight up deletion. Pornhub, I like the concept of gun porn now. It could be something, yeah. Imagine if these companies start sending them like fake asses or something, right? DTube might go somewhere. I don't know. It might. It might. All right. Let's jump into this here. Try to get through these in the next few minutes so we can get into the Discord. So there's definitely that. All right. So remember, you go to # Discord and # it's # Discord. And hold on a second. Fuck, phone's going off. Okay. All right. So let's go into this here. Where the fuck am I at? There we go. Right. Snaps for traps, you guys. Snaps for traps. Oh, wow. Yeah, when it comes to gender discrimination lawsuits, it never really goes the way this headline reads. Man wins $390,000 in gender discrimination lawsuit after female colleague gets promotion he was more qualified for. But I do feel that in the wake of the Me Too movement, McCarthyism, and everything else that's been going on with society over the course of the past 5 or 6 years, these kind of lawsuits are going to be more prevalent. And this has a lot to do with the fact that these types of discrimination in hiring practices are very illegal. And the people that try to, they want more diversity and more inclusion in their hires, and they openly broadcast that, are going to be the ones that are going to be slapped with these lawsuits. And it's going to be very, very, very fascinating. Now, it says here that a court in Austria has ruled that transport ministry official Peter Franzmeier was discriminated against on the basis of his gender when a managerial role he applied for was given to a woman instead. Now, just that opening sentence alone, is going to trigger like a lot of progressive feminists on Twitter. They're going to be like, the patriarchy, frothing at the mouth over these kind of things, as they are prone to do. Now, the case began in 2011 when the Austrian Minister of Transport, Innovation and Technology, led by Social Democrat politician Doris Burris, currently the second president of the country's parliament, decided to consolidate 2 departments and had to pick a new manager. 3 candidates came forward and were all judged to be highly qualified for the role. Ursula Zechner, who then headed the regulator Schneining Control, was ultimately offered the job over the other 2 male applicants. Franzmeier, whose application was rated 0.25% higher than Zechner's, sued for gender discrimination. Wow. That is a very narrow margin for filing the lawsuit. That is a very data-driven person. Right? Like, how would you even like determine that? Who would sit there and be like, how would you calculate the point structure for this whole thing? I just find that to be super fascinating. The Federal Administrative Court ruled in favor on Monday, the Austrian press reported, and instructed the state to pay him compensation worth roughly $390,000 US, the difference between his current salary and the one he would have earned in the role, plus damage and interest. So the guy got nearly $400,000 because his application was 0.25% higher. That is a thing. That is crazy to me. That is freaking crazy to me. Now, it says the court found a discernible pattern, according to which Zechner was treated more favorably than other candidates from the beginning. Okay, see, there we go. Right? It's not just the 0.25%, but that's like the first line, right? The first little breadcrumb you find, and you're just like, oh, I wonder where this goes. Burris defended her decision in a statement. She said that the appointment was carried out according to the procedure prescribed by law. Okay, but admitted that the mass underrepresentation of women played a role in the decision-making process. And saying here, I hope that the current decision doesn't call into question the principle of encouraging the promotion of women. I don't think it would, but oftentimes in these scenarios, we talk quite a bit about meritocracy and the idea that the most appropriate candidate is the one who gets the position. And I do bring this up pretty frequently when I say I think one of the best examples of this that I've been able to find has actually been the hiring for writers on John Oliver's Last Week Tonight. And there's a very progressive system for it. What they do is they take everyone's resume, they remove everyone's name, and they look at their qualifications. They look at what they've done, they look at what they've achieved, and that's how they choose the person that they hire. I like that. It removes everything. It's the most fair system I've ever heard of. And I'm sure there might be more fair systems out there, or even more systems that are more fair. There we go. Kind of half proper grammar. But I like the way they do it. But to say here, like, I hope the current decision doesn't call into question the principle of encouraging the promotion of women. It only would when it comes out that you gave favorable treatment to one because of what was perceived mass underrepresentation. And while I understand what she was attempting to do, it's not necessarily the procedure prescribed by law now, is it? So, because the court totally ruled against you here. Now, after leaving the ministry, Franzmeier worked as a lawyer for 4 years before returning to the public sector as a municipal director in the town of Wels in 2016. He was appointed to the supervisory board of ASFINAG, Austria's publicly owned motorway network, and he's done his shit. Now, coincidentally, Zechner also began a job at ASFINAG, ASFINAG? Whatever, earlier this month as a managing director responsible for commercial matters, according to the website. So once again, they work for the same company. And once again, I don't think this whole thing is going to happen in the way that they want it to. But I find this story to be fascinating because we as a general society, our human culture, so to speak, we should be pushing for equality, but that equality should be very much tied to meritocracy. That is the truest form of equality. Are you the better person for the job, right? And if you are that person, then you should get the job. And if you aren't that person, then, well, get your ass to class, bitch, and learn. Get yourself better than the person. In this particular case, I guess on a numerical value, the courts at least agreed that his qualifications put him 0.25% higher. That's funny. That is just funny. That small, minuscule amount got him 400 grand. But I'm happy it happened because it needs to happen. There are people out there, companies in the United States right now that are preaching these diversity hiring tactics, and they're basically saying, no, cis white men, fuck them. Nope, don't do it. That's not diverse or inclusive enough. But the way they go about that is a violation of people's civil rights. It is a violation of these laws, and these companies are going to get hit. And you are probably going to find people that are going to come out and they're going to start applying for these jobs. And when they get denied those jobs, they're going to start filing lawsuits. Now, it's going to be kind of probably a get-rich-quick scheme for some of these people. And I don't agree with those kind of frivolous suits, but this isn't necessarily frivolous. If a company is putting out an open call for hiring, and they are choosing one person over another based upon their skin, their religion, their gender, or their race, which I guess would argue skin, then that's no good. In the meantime, I fully support the idea of just removing everyone's name. That way, your qualifications, your expertise, your education, your experiences, that's what sells you for the job. Not who you are, what your name is, or what genital you were born with. So, okay, where's the... Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I need to do... Hold on, let me do my math here. Well, we'll do this one. Because this is going to be fucking weird. It's very hard coming up with an opening for a video like this because it's horrible. A Washington man, state that I live in, not me, by the way, charged in case involving gingerbread house full of child pornography. I feel like in current year that child pornography is just a much crazier problem than not, right? Like it's a bad thing. It should never happen completely. But it's like I feel like it's more prevalent now than ever before. Maybe it's just because we're more aware of it now and people are looking for it more actively and they're catching it more often. But this is a weird one here. So it says here that a secret gingerbread house deep in the forest sounds like something from a fairy tale. Yeah. But investigators in Seattle say they found one that was anything but. Now, 56-year-old Daniel Wood faces charges of possession of depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit content. An employee for Washington's Department of Natural Resources discovered bedding, food, and a large amount of child pornography in an elaborate treehouse cabin in the Baker Snoqualmie National Forest about 50 miles east of Seattle in November 2016. And that's very beautiful country. It's also pretty dense too. And you can see this is the house. This is the cabin this guy built. His own little private child pornography getaway, complete with a hibachi. Okay. Sure. Look, the house is cool, but what was inside is not. This set off a months-long federal investigation that eventually led to Wood. Forest Service employees had known about the treehouse for 7 years, but nobody knew exactly who had built it. The last time it had been inspected was nearly 3 years ago, and no photos of the cabin existed. Is that a little strange to anyone else? Like people who work in like the National Forest, so it'd be the Forestry Service, going like, oh yeah, there's this weird like gingerbread cabin out in the middle of nowhere. We've known about it now for about 7 years, but we never know who built it. So why not go out there and tear it the hell down, or something, But they just leave it out there. Maybe they thought it'd be cool. It'd be one of those things. It'd be one of those urban legends. Did you guys hear about the crazy gingerbread house out there in the Snoqualmie National Forest? Man, let's go find it. What's inside? Maybe a leprechaun and some gold. Or, if someone guessed child pornography, they would win the prize. An employee with DNR heard rumors of the cabin and tried to decide to find it. See, I told you, man. It's the urban legend rumor, right? It's what brought me to an abandoned Air Force base in San Diego before they tore it down. It was awesome. I evaded arrest too. That was great. Anyway, he looked for it on 5 separate occasions and then finally found the treehouse and its cache of pornography. I'm sure that wasn't really expected, but obviously he was determined for 5 separate excursions to find this fabled gingerbread house in the forest. It looked like a gingerbread house on the outside. The cabin was dark brown in color and built approximately 8 feet off the ground. There was a porch around the structure, a front door, and windows on the side, as well as a pitched roof and a ladder from the ground to the porch. But when he looked inside, the employee found something startling. Well, clearly, we already know what it is. You can't even like build up to startling. It's in the title. It's been all throughout this article. We already know. Get to the point. On 4 walls, there were framed pictures of fairy-like figures or of what appeared to be young girls approximately 8 to 12 years old. Wow. The employee took some of the photos to show law enforcement that returned to the detective from King County Sheriff's Office, Detective Christopher Myers, found an envelope that contained more pornographic images of young girls, along with an SD card with thousands of images of child pornography on it. The photos and SD card were turned over to Seattle PD or Seattle FBI for further investigation. That's got to be a horrific find, right? I mean, you find crazy stuff when you are a detective. You know, just west of Seattle last week, there was a woman found dead next to a campsite that was leading right next to a cache of weaponry that was dug out of a hillside, right? Like a little bunker was built in there and someone had stored a whole bunch of weapons and ammo and stuff. Like, there's crazy stuff out there that they find, but this has got to be one of the, you know, you come across thousands of images of child pornography. That's terrible. It's just terrible. In a subfolder, Slugged Fairies, the FBI found pornographic photos of young girls dressed as fairies. Some of those photos were taken inside the cabin. That's just sad. Eventually, investigators were able to match Wood's DNA samples, or DNA to samples collected from the paper cup found in the cabin. He will be arraigned on March 26th and was ordered not to have any contact with minors without exception, obviously. So, this is, again, one of those stories where you're just like, how? Like, how did something like this even remotely happen? You know, how they knew about it. See, this is the thing. This is where the National Forestry Service guys, the people who know about it for 7 years, they're going to catch a lot of flack over this, because they're going to be looked at now as going like, you knew this existed. You never knew who built it. You never bothered to go out there and investigate it. And inside were framed photos of child pornography, of young girls dressed as fairies, framed and on the wall, as well as other pictures and SD cards full of stuff. And he had taken young girls out there. Now, we don't know how far back this is. It's 50 miles away from Seattle. The Snoqualmie area is very pretty, very dense, like I said. And that's one of those things. So he went out there and he brought the kids out there. I mean, like, you know, you see the headline of it and you're like, that's interesting. Then you read the story and you're like, that's horrible. 7 years, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could. You hear stories like that. You don't know how much of it's true. People have known about it, but it's like you think someone just built it. Some eccentric person built it. You know. But it's out there. I wonder if it's still around. I mean, again, I'm not far from it. I go check it out. I'm sure it's been cleaned out, obviously, but there might be something worth taking a day trip to go find or something. No, probably not. I don't know. That's just, I'm glad he's busted. He gets arraigned on my birthday. So good. I hope they bust him. And I hope he just gets locked away, right? No helicopter rides for this guy, although he probably deserves it. Lock him away forever. Because people in prison, man, they love child molesters. That's crazy, man. Yeah, how the hell did he bring people out there? I have no idea. I have no freaking idea how he got him out there. So, yeah. child porn was the thing because people calling things that aren't child porn. What are you talking about? I will. Thanks for coming on in. Okay. That's just, yeah, that's great. I gotta kind of like, I'm just kind of like processing that story. It's kind of weird. You guys have to know that when I look for headlines and then that's it. I jump in. I rarely ever, a lot of these crazier ones that don't have a lot more built around it, I just kind of like skim through it or whatever. This particular one, I just dove right in, and it's crazy. It's horrifying. You know, it really is horrifying. So yeah, that's that is clearly some stuff there. But yeah, I don't know. How do the bits work? I think the bits work like I think they're like, each bit is like a penny. So if you give any bits, it's like a penny. And that's kind of it just adds up. And then people can like sub to the account. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. No, dressing up the little kid. Okay, dress as fairies, but we don't know. They found pornography there. They found pornography. So I don't know if the kids on the wall are pornography. Maybe I jumped to conclusions on that one. Fine, but they found pornography. Thousands of images of pornography on an SD card. Remember, that's kind of where these things are at now, right? You're not finding hard drives full. It's now an SD card that you can sit in your pocket. That you could put it in your phone, right? You have your phone. So you've got this, and you could put an SD card in here, and you could hide thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of images on here, and no one would know anything about it because it's in a device that they're never really going to go look at. That's the biggest issue when it comes to stuff right now. It's everywhere. They're Nagasawa. There was porn on the SD card, not just that. I don't know. No, it said there was child pornography on the thing. It says, inside the cabin found, okay, on the wall, on all four walls were framed pictures of fairy-like figures or of what appeared to be young girls, approximately 8 to 12. Then they found an envelope that contained more pornographic images of young children, along with an SD card of thousands of images of child pornography on it. And the fairies is what he took there on the SD card. We don't know the full extent of it, but you're sitting there trying to essentially say that they put this child pornography charge in this guy, and all he was doing was taking inappropriate photos of children. If they found DNA evidence, not like cum DNA, but like, semen, or it was on a paper cup, they could have found, who knows, it could have been in there. What's up, Road Dog Gamer? So there's that. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing via Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. Thank you. I think like I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, it does come across like you are in fact defending this person's actions. And the thing is, I don't know all the actions. Okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and take a look for, what's this guy's name? Woods. What's his name? Daniel Wood. Okay, fine. We're going to do a quick search for Daniel Wood. Okay. All right. Coming in from Seattle. Okay. So there's a lot longer of an article on Seattle Times. Okay. So in November 18th, 2016, he found the cabin and confiscated a couple of images found on the wall. Later guided a detective through the woods to the cabin's remote location. Miles up the middle fork of Snoqualmie River. Okay, the detective would later describe the cabin as an elaborate treehouse that resembled a fairy or gingerbread house. All right, an envelope found on a bookcase contained more images. Some of these appeared to be fictional, but there were several that contained images of young girls naked or scantily clad. Yeah, so there you go. I'm pretty sure if there are 8 to 12-year-old girls that are photographed naked, it's not for some fucking audition piece. Maybe Roman Polanski. I got no fucking idea. So. Just saying. Just saying. It was child porn, dude. It was child pornography. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna set up the Discord here. Bring people in. If you want to get in on that action, be sure to hit command sign Discord and go in. There is also the on what's it called? On the channel page itself, there's also the Discord link, so you can come in that way too. And we can go from there. So let me just okay. All right, cool. We're good there. And oh, thank you very much, Mars 40K, for following. I appreciate that. And oh, I lost my place on Discord. Going into the streaming room. Okay, we are in, and I'm gonna be bringing in Crummy Lion. So, hey, what's going on, Crummy Lion? How are you, buddy?
Oh, hey. Oh, yeah.
You probably weren't expecting that, were you? I just pulled you
No,
in. No consent. No consent. There's no consent on my Discord.
Oh, yeah. Like, this was spontaneous. Oh, yeah. So we were just talking about what this sort of column thing was going to be like where we just give our opinions, or what is this going to be this
Yeah,
time?
it's whatever's on your mind. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about.
Well, I have a couple of things on my mind, but
Sure.
I think I'll just pick one right off the top of my head. Oh, I mean, I know what I want to talk about. It's really hard to talk when you're just doing that.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
So yeah, what I got on my mind is like, to be fair, I'm not the most informed on this topic, I guess, but I mean, like I don't feel too keen on like the Earth's overpopulation or whatever. Like,
so are you saying you're not happy about how overpopulated the Earth is?
Yep.
Okay.
There's like 7 billion people on this planet, and like we're getting overpopulated.
Well, in some respects, yes, and there's still lots of wide open spaces. So it's urban centers that are becoming overpopulated. But I see your point. Even though birth rates have actually declined, it was funny because the whole Toys R Us thing, right? The Toys R Us closing. That was actually, according to the company, it had a lot to do with millennials and a declining birth rate. So believe it or not, like, okay, so I'm not too sure if you know this, and I've talked about this before, but from 1979 to 1999, we actually saw our world population double from 3 billion to 6 billion. Once we got past World War I, World War II, the Korea War, the Vietnam War, the Cold War, people started to fuck. And I mean, they just started to go at it. Condoms were just down in sales. Pulling out was not even a fucking option. It was just tons of babies. Now, we're in a situation where people, I think, realize to an extent that they don't need those many kids. Because you don't have a farm where you need 27 children in order to work the mill or till the fields, you know. I mean, I think at that point in time, having that many children was really just a way to get around the whole indentured servitude thing. So really, it's that. So essentially speaking, what we've got is we've got a lot of people out there, and they are slowing down. We're not estimated to hit 20, what is it? We're not estimated to hit 9 billion people, I think, until 2050. So that's still a ways off. That's still a ways off. So I don't quite know how things are going to go, but I mean, it looks like we've kind of hit that peak, and then it's kind of going down, and then it's going to maybe steady off a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, I don't know if that calms your thoughts on it at all. that makes you feel better.
It kind of does.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this thing before we move on to someone else. I met this guy a couple years ago. Thank you very much, Pitch Berkeley, for following. There was I was at this filmmaker event right in Los Angeles, and the American Film Market's what it's called. There's this guy there named George. George, I don't know who the hell this guy was, but he commanded respect. Everyone there loved him. I'm talking like your lowliest actor to your biggest producer. This dude was known and connected. And I got a chance to talk to him for a little bit. And he asks me, he says, Matt, how would you feel if I told you that over the course of the next 10 years, 2.5 billion people were going to die, but it was no one you loved or cared about? How would you feel? And at the time, I was looking at the, the numbers, the current, we're hitting 7 billion people. We're going to hit, all this stuff. And I'm like, I had no fucking idea how to feel about any of that. Like, where would this even remotely happen? Where would you take out 2.5 billion people? It's either going to be through a nuclear holocaust or some kind of plague. Thank you, Scalise, for following me. So that's the thing. That's a weird thing, right? So, I mean, that's something to look out for. Where we might end up being in the next couple of years. I haven't gone back and talked to this guy again for clarification or follow-up, but never left me. Jihad Tangle, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime follow. So I'm just saying that's the thing. That's the situation here. You've got world population. It concerns me too. My girlfriend's like, I want the babies. I want the babies. I want all the babies. And I'm like, we got one. She's cool. Let's chill with that for right now. I don't need to like pop out 25 kids. All right. I don't make that much fucking money. Streamlabs.com/mundane Matt. I'm just saying it's like there's a ton of stuff you got to do with that. So I understand where you're coming from. It's really not, I don't think, as bad because as society progresses, things tend to progress in order to meet that demand. What we need at this point, I think, is very much to invest in sustainable food sources that's not going to like destroy the world and all that stuff. Like supplements and chicken and suppositories. I don't know, shit like that. So yeah, that's my whole thing about the overpopulation. But okay. I do want to say though to everyone listening right now. So if someone say we hear the Discord here. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's like any problem here. No one's telling me there's a problem, so we're good there. I'm loving this. I'm loving Twitch, man. I'm loving it way more than YouTube when it comes to streaming. I feel like it's way more fun. It's just all good for me. But anyway, Crummy Lion here drew an image for me, and I like this image. I want to share this image with everyone, if that's okay with you.
Oh, definitely okay.
Yeah. So for those of you who know or don't know, I run a channel called $3 Theater. It's my movie news channel, and it's something that I very much love to do, and I spend a lot of time doing it. So Crummy here sends me this message randomly with this image, and I wholeheartedly 100% adore this image. I think it's wonderful. I'm gonna get it on a t-shirt the best way that I can. I love Mystery Science Theater. I like, believe it or not, The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. It was a fun movie. It's bad, but it's fun. And just this particular image here, $3 sitting in a theater watching that scene. The bees! The bees! It cracked me the fuck up, man. And I love it. So I just want to publicly state for the people watching, we have, I believe people, I'm trying to see how many people we have here. I can't even tell. We've got 99 people watching right now. Just want to say that Crummy Line did a great job on this one. Eventually it will be on a t-shirt, and you guys will be able to get your hands on that. So that will be a thing. So thank you very much for that, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry,
definitely gonna go buy that t-shirt though.
I'll probably, I gotta talk to my artist and get the imagery done. I've got a couple people working on different stuff right now. Hopefully before VidCon, the Mundane Matt shirts will be out. Because I'll be wearing my own shirt to fucking VidCon. Oh, you're going to be that asshole wearing your own shirt? Yeah. Yes, I am. Because I'm a whore and I like publicity. So, well, man, thanks a lot for coming in. And I will definitely Talk to you later. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and grab the next person here. All right. I'm not too sure who wants to come in, so we're just going to pull someone at random. It's going to be Spirit Man Studios. He's come in before. Hey, what's going on, Spirit Man?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to the gym, getting that energy level again, which is good because I don't sleep for fucking shit after I'm done with this thing. So I like to do that.
Oh man,
So,
did you see that news article about a Homer Simpson's driver's license being used for a traffic stop?
I saw something about that. I didn't read into it at all. I did not read into...
hilarious.
Who the fuck did that?
It's like some guy in the UK.
Let's see. Homer Simpson driver's license presented to UK police. Holy shit. Right. So they convict Count Dankula for a Hitler meme, but they're all like, "Hey everyone, this guy used a Homer Simpson driver's license." Oops, shit, that was loud. I gotta mute all these tabs. Let's see. A driver who was pulled over by UK police attempted to pass off a Homer Simpson driver's license as his own personal ID. When an officer from the oh god, is it Thames? Thames? Valley Fort Thames? Is that it? I don't fucking care. I don't fucking live there. Valley Fort. It's okay. Okay, I bet you. Okay, I can't sit there and say I don't care about a name when every time I played fucking Dead Rising, and they're all like, "Welcome to Willamette, Willamette Mall," and I'm like, "It's Willamette, Cockstain." I know because I grew up next to the Willamette River. You fucking idiots! Like, learn a dialect, and I've actually bitched at their devs too. Like when I'm at E3. Oh my gosh. Hey, Warrior Dan 007, thank you very much, man, for following. I've bitched about it. You guys, I'm like, you guys know you pronounced that wrong, right? And they're like, no, we didn't. I'm like, you did. You fucking did. And they're like, yeah, play the game. I'm like, I'm gonna play the goddamn game, you son of a bitch, but you fucking said the goddamn thing wrong. Anyway, so the Thames Valley Force in England recently stopped an unidentified male driver in Milton. She was handed a driver's license featuring a picture of a Simpsons character making a signature Doe and the signature H. Simpson. Details of the incident were shared online by the department's official Twitter account, saying the driver's car was seized and he was reported for driving with no insurance and driving without a proper license. And they tweeted it out with the tagline, Doe. So, and then of course, Twitter quickly pointed out that the driver didn't even bother with his fictional alter ego's correct contact info, listing 28 Springfield Way, U.S. as his home address, when it's clearly a fake. His Homer lives at 742 Evergreen Terrace. Now, here's a little fun thing for you guys about Evergreen Terrace. For those of you who follow my channel frequently, you've all heard of Evergreen State College, right?
Yeah.
That whole nonsense. That is what Evergreen Terrace is named after. Matt Groening went to Evergreen State College, and that's what he named the street after. Yeah, I know. Blew your goddamn mind, right?
I kind of knew that.
Well, you know what, Spirit Man? You're fucking with my flow. That's what you're doing right now. You are fucking with my flow. I'm here to present you with information, not you to go, I've already known that. That's my job to say. When you bring up a fact, and I'm like, I already know that. I've already talked about that. Why aren't you watching any one of my 4,500 videos? Because that's how many I've done. I've done a lot of fucking videos, man. I've done so many goddamn videos. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Reno fuck. Juris in the goddamn chat. I'm gonna fuck up your name, sir. He says it's pronounced Thames. Thank you.
Okay.
See, Warrior Dan also subscribed with Twitch Prime. I didn't see that. Thank you very much, sir. The Ivo Robotnik just threw down some bits. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. And he says, "Consider my mind blown." That's how we do things here on Rustl'd. You know. But yeah, is there anything else that's on your
mind? This should be interesting because you remember the Oscars this past year, right? Where Call Me by Your Name won Best Adapted Screenplay.
I'm still mad about that.
Yeah,
it should have been Logan.
The person that wrote that is an alumni of my own school.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's cool, man.
There was also other people, like the people who did the production design behind Blade Runner 2049 was nominated. They were alumni of our school. I can't remember who else was there that was nominated, but I was kind of glad that James Ivory won. At least we have something under our belt at this point. But yeah, it wasn't that great of a film. I would have preferred Logan, even if it is a Children of Men version of the X-Men.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that at all. It's Logan was. I still think Logan was great. You know, someone sent me what they, what apparently was in the Deadpool 2 screening, right? Like, the big spoiler alert for that. I don't know if it's true or not, and I hope it's not, because I'd actually be really like shitty. But yeah, because it kind of has to do with what we're talking about. So yeah, it's anyway. Logan's good movie. Call Me by Your Name. I haven't seen it. I don't really know how much I want to. If I want to spend time watching a story about a guy and a 14-year-old Italian boy having sex. I mean, is he just a teen? Is not just like, because I thought he was
17. Yeah.
Oh, he said, oh, it's 17, right? So sorry. I looked it up in this because this takes place in the 1970s. In the 1970s, the legal age of consent in Italy was 14. So it wasn't technically illegal at the time. Kind of similar to the whole Roy Moore situation, right? No one ever brought this up, but in all the allegations made against him for like trying to get with 14-year-old or 17-year-old, 16-year girls or whatever, they're like, he's a pedophile. Yeah, he's definitely a creeper. But in the 1970s, when this was alleged to have happened, the age of consent in Alabama was 14. Yes. So it wasn't illegal. Questionable as all hell, but not illegal.
Creepy though, when you really think about it.
Oh no, it's super creep, dude. It's super creep. Definitely not something that I'd ever want to subject people to. It's just like, it's people get out. Yeah, I don't know. It's all fucking crazy shit. But anyway, all right, man. I'm gonna jump on next person here. I'm gonna try to rush through as many as I can in the next half hour because I need to go get my daughter. But thank you very much, and we'll definitely talk again soon. All right. So Kylor has been yelling at me to come on in. So I'm gonna move Kylor in here, see what's on his mind if he has his mic turned on, because he's supposed to. Let's see here. Kylor, are you there? He's been, yeah, there you are.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm doing great.
Good. Now, do you remember what you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I remember. Well,
is it? Okay. I was gonna ask you. Do you have it written down?
Yeah, I have this list here. So
all right.
Speaking of Deadpool, are you excited for the Deadpool 2 movie coming out?
Yeah, the trailer comes out tomorrow. The new trailer does.
I got a few questions I would like to ask you about what you think about Deadpool.
Okay.
Do you think Deadpool could have sex?
Yeah, he does.
Can he impregnate people, or is he sterile from the treatment he got to get his healing ability?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So how's your cat been lately? The one that got sick from something?
He had a gallbladder stone.
Yeah.
Well, first he got diabetes, then he got a gallbladder stone, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. He's okay. He's doing good. He's definitely showing his age. That's the saddest part about it.
Yeah, I used to have a cat too.
So he's definitely getting up there. I think he's around 10. We don't quite know how old he is exactly, but he's still running around. He was hunting. It's first day of spring, right? And and I let him outside, and he brings back like a rodent, and I'm like, really? So all winter nothing, but the first day of spring you catch something. So it's going to be a very interesting summer. And so I think that he's doing okay. I'm just keeping an eye on him and whatnot, make sure his diabetes doesn't come back, and keep him high on protein.
I didn't know cats could get diabetes.
Cats can actually get diabetes and then also kick diabetes. right? So like dogs, if they get diabetes, they got diabetes, but cats can get diabetes and then work past it. We caught him early enough to where we only had him on insulin for like a month before his numbers were back even. The only thing we have to do is just don't give him a lot of dry food and keep him mostly on wet food. And so we buy like a special dry food because we have 5 cats. So it's kind of like it. Trust me when I say the wet food adds up. So yeah, but no, well, he's doing okay. He's doing good. I'm pretty sure he'll come lay down with me tonight when I finally get my ass to bed.
Okay.
But so yeah, is there anything else?
Oh yeah. How come in some videos I don't know. How come in some portions of your videos you talk in a weird high-pitched voice? It's kind of awkward awkward.
Is it kind of when I go like this a little bit, like when I go a little bit like this that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
It's meant to emphasize the kind of awkwardness of the situation, right? It's meant to be more like
to listen, to have to listen to that.
Well, now I'm gonna do it more because you don't like it. I'm just gonna do it a lot, all the time. Okay. Just because. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? I don't know. We'll see. I do it sometimes. You know, I throw in some voices. I get people who get mad at me if I do the Southern voice because apparently it feels like I'm mocking them. But I live on the West Coast, man. We don't have an accent here, right? We don't have any of that. So I don't get the ability to have the Southern drawl or the Boston accent. Although quite frankly, I don't know why anyone would actually probably want that. You know, like I would love to be able to do like New Zealand, a Kiwi accent or an Irish accent. Scottish, you can't fucking understand them, so there's no real point. But so that's why I do it. Because I just like to mix it up as I go along. All right, well, I'm gonna grab the next person. Thanks a lot, man.
Can I do one more thing before you?
Oh yeah, sure.
Well, as for me, I'm gonna take a. There's a bunch of cats fighting in my ceiling.
I didn't know that's where you hide your pussy.
No, well, anyway, I'm gonna take on the 1,000-mile-long journey to Kilroy to meet you. The 1,000-mile-long journey.
And how exactly will you be getting to Kilroy? Bus, car,
vehicle? Train?
I'll
take a vehicle there.
Nice. Well, Kilroy should be very interesting. I don't know all that's going to go down with it. I know they're still finalizing a lot of stuff, and it should be very fascinating.
Hey, would you find it hilarious if I snuck up right behind you and screamed real loud like a maniac to scare the shit out of you?
No, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be funny.
Okay, I won't do that.
Probably not the best. It's not the best idea to walk up behind someone you don't know and then scream real loudly. I mean, that's more of an etiquette thing. Like, I understand, like, you know, you're just excited. I get that. I'll tell you, okay, the first person who recognized me was a guy named Ryan. And I met him at a gaming conference in Portland. And the thing is, this was the day before I got doxxed and the day before I showed my face. And how he recognized me was I had taken a picture of my badge with Mundane Matt on it. And he knew what I looked like. So he saw what the badge looked like. And he already knew, I had said I looked like Kevin Smith. And so he was looking for a Kevin Smith lookalike, which in Portland is kind of a, you know, needle in a haystack. Or everyone looks like Kevin Smith there. But he recognized my voice and walked over, and I thought he happened to be friends with my younger brother because they were there. And I looked at him and said, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And he just kind of goes, "Are you Mundane Matt?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." You know, and then he freezes. He drops his bag and then gives me this huge bear hug. Like, this gives me this big bear hug and shit. And Simpatico Squirrel, I'm like a normal sized Kevin Smith. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, so there's that. So there's that. But I would recommend, there's going to be a lot of security that's probably going to be on edge at this event. I don't really recommend that.
Oh, well, that sounded funny in my mind. Well, so is that all?
Yeah.
Well, Goodbye, senpai.
I'll talk to you later, sir. Have a good one. All right, let's grab somebody else. Here's a new person that I don't know who it is. It's Grossly Offensive Warrior. Hey, what's going on, man? Let's see if he's here. Grossly Offensive Warrior, are you here? He was in the voice chat. He's not answering. Okay. Grossly Offensive Warrior, are you there? All right, I'm going to move him out to the AFK, and we'll grab someone else here. So, let's grab... Okay. Heroic Idiot. This is, Hey, Heroic Idiot, how's it going, man?
Oh, hey, let me meet you for a second. I got you on stream.
Sure. No, it's okay. I know. I like to get you in when you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you really surprised me.
That's the whole goal. I'm like a shocker, but with my voice. So, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, I don't know. I got college stuff to do tomorrow. I got my last final, so yeah, that's gonna be really great for me tomorrow. It's my last one.
Nice, nice. Now, is it your last for the semester or the quarter?
Yes.
Or okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on spring break next week.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. And then, so you got that, and then, what are you trying to major in?
I'm going for computer science, and I'm getting there. I got a focus where you can focus in on whatever you want in computer science. So I'm going for video games because they have a little focus there.
Nice, nice. That's gonna be. Hold on one sec. Sorry, my girlfriend's texting me. That's cool. I went in for video production when I went to college, because I wanted a career that didn't pay shit. So that's what I went for. Hold on, let me text her back here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I can hear my daughter crying. I actually gonna have to wrap up here in a minute. So you will, in fact, be the last person. That's I'd like to go a little bit longer, but I got family stuff I got to do. So yeah, is there anything else that you just wanna ask, or I mean, any question you want?
Let's see. I was just reading something earlier, so that's what I had in my thoughts before you pulled me in.
No, that's okay, man. That's okay.
So, like, let's see. Maybe I could ask you some YouTube streaming stuff then.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, because like I've been on and off streaming, and I'm trying to find my place in what I want to do. So I don't want to do like commentary stuff. It's not my kind of thing because I don't like hearing my own voice when I do editing. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't know how to.
You're gonna have to get used to that, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have. That's one of those things you got to get the fuck over super quick.
Yeah, I think that, like, with streaming, I don't have to worry about editing because like just cutting out all the editing will just like make my life easier.
Yeah.
But I feel like streaming, what I want to do is probably not the way I can get people to watch me, but if I play games like people are into, like PUBG or Fortnite, something that would get my eyes out there. But it's just, I don't like following the flow. That's kind of my thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it comes to doing this kind of stuff, like you want to be your own unique snowflake, and that is the desired effect. But at the same time, you also want to be a carbon copy like everyone else for the mere reason of just accessibility to most people. Like you don't always have to do what everyone else is doing, but it's like pick and choose. So it's like right now, I would say like Fortnite or PUBG on mobile devices is like going to be the next kind of big thing. So if you could find a way to like record your gameplay footage, which you can now do on iOS 11, as well as on Android, you can do that and shit, and then just like put that together. So
I actually
it's like,
do have a mobile setup for streaming.
Yeah, I know you can totally do that. So that's one of those things I'd recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got PUBG Mobile because I just saw it pop up. I think like yesterday. So I
Yeah,
played
I haven't downloaded that myself yet. I don't think I'm going to. I don't know if I want to like ruin my PUBG experience.
If you don't have a good phone, don't get it at all.
I've got the Samsung Galaxy S8, so I can handle it.
Yeah, mine's an S6. My phone was on fire.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to do that.
Because if I'm going to stream PUBG Mobile, I better put my phone on an ice pack or something.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and there's like a trend lately I see, like Unreal's going to mobile. I seen Fortnite's been having one. PUBG just recently got one. And it's just like, can the phone even handle Unreal Engine? Because that thing is just like powerful already.
No, I get you, man. That's sorry. There's something. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong window. No, it's something I'll have to check out. It's something I'll have to get my hands on at some point. Right now, I'm still working on Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's where I'm at, and that game is just like awesome. So I don't even want to like.
I have way too many games on my list to do.
All right. Well, I hear you on that. I think we all do at this point, but I do actually need to wrap everything up. So I'm just gonna do my outro and everything else. But I do appreciate you coming in, man. We'll have to talk again soon.
No problem.
And thanks for coming in, everyone. All right, everyone in the Discord chat. I am sorry. I can hear my daughter. She is raging up a storm outside, and I have to go take care of that. So I do have to wrap up a few minutes early tonight. But tomorrow we'll do a little bit longer. We'll get to more people, and we'll rush through the stories. So we can get into more of the call. We'll start doing more, probably the live call and stuff, probably more than a couple times a week. So it's a good way to kind of wrap up the ending of it. And yeah, but be sure to check back tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been Rustl'd. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one, and peace out.